Hey guys, and good afternoon. So I'm kind of out here by the pool, and I really kind of had kind of epiphany. I've been researching a lot of other channels that are kind of doing what me and Alicia are doing, and I'm realizing that it's not just kind of a pipe dream. Um, I've been searching some other channels, and we are basically urban steaders. There's like inner city steaders, and then there's homesteaders, farmers. I've realized that Alicia and I are actually in that middle transition. We live in the country, but our property is not yet big enough to actually have the homestead. So we are starting basically our tools and education on being more sustainable. So I kind of wanted to, I wrote some notes, and I've been really thinking about what's going on in our lives and where we want to be. And my first question is sustainability. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to me? Does it mean living off grid? Does it mean growing your own food, gardening, or large food production? Does it mean raising your own meat, like chickens, beef, lamb, pork? Does it mean having a well so you don't have to pay for city water? Does it mean, you know what I mean? Is it solar power? Is that part of your sustainability plan? Not paying for electric, or having an off-grid system so that you can give part of that electric back and actually make money? Is it selling partial some of the food that you grow? Does it mean, is that how you're going to make money when you get to where you want to go? It's all part of kind of questions that I kind of had. I mean, is sustainability mean storing your own food? Does it mean freezing, having a cellar, dehydrating, canning? All those tools that our ancestors did, is that part of your sustainability sustainable plan? Or does it mean being able to heat your home through having a wood stove and not paying for natural gas pumped in, not using electricity? And then that brought me to the question of self-reliance. Self-reliance can mean many different things as well. It's the same, it goes hand in hand kind of with sustainability. Food growth and food storage. What are you going to do with some of the stuff that you grow? How are you going to sustain it? How are you going to keep it viable for say like winter months? How are you going to, if there's no grocery stores 50 miles from where you live, what's your plans? What are you going to do? Water, do you have a spring on the property? Do you have a way to pipe that to your house? Or are you going to make a rainwater collection type center? And then how are you going to store it? If you need 5,000 gallons to sustain your homestead or property, how are you going to store that water that you're collecting? And then, if you live in a colder climate, heat, are you going to, burn wood? Are you going to burn pellets? There are other alternatives to just living, natural gas, having a furnace. There are other ways. People have rocket stoves. So, and then your self-reliance, does that include your land? How much do you think that you're going to need to do all the things that you want to do to be able to sustain your life throughout your lifetime? And will you be able to take care of it, right? And then that kind of brought me to the prepper mentality. Preppers, they save, they're collecting, they learn. It's basically homesteading, but kind of in a more disastrous type of scenario, but not necessarily. A lot of people are preppers because they want to prepare, just in general. So how much water, again, it's the same stuff. How much water do you need? Food. How much food should you store through canning, drying, freezing, gosh, and then how much is going to provide you resources you need to maintain your land. Like, are you going to learn barter system or selling? Say you get 2 pigs. Are you going to sell one of them to bring money into your property to help sustain that property? Or, there's all kinds of stuff. Are you going to work for what you want? Say someone wants a barn torn down. Are you gonna help them do that? So then they'll give you a pig, a lamb, kind of thinking in that sort of terms. So, and then it brought me to, I've been doing some research. So city steaders, and I've been searching channels that are like-minded like mine. They live in the city. They're garden containing. They're building raised beds. So it's homesteading minding individuals that don't own a large piece of land. Basically, they're in a city. They're on a small lot. They're getting started with gardens. They're learning how to garden. Some can have chickens and some can't. So some are producing eggs like mine. I am basically an urban steader. I am in the transition of before we get to that next property. It's crazy. I'm learning so much, and I wanted to share it with all you guys. So this city steaders, these are individuals that are starting to change their families' consumption-minded to learning how to recycle, do small composting, learn storage, food storage, saving on a small scale or even a large scale. Maybe they're saving for their next larger piece of property. And then urban steaders, people like me, we live out in the country, and I live on a smaller lot. It's 1.38 of an acre, basically, is what I live on. So urban steaders are also people who may have up to 1 or 2 acres of property. We might have a well. I have a well. This is one of the reasons why we chose this property, because we don't want to pay for city water. We wanted to get more into the sustainability type lifestyle. Have some animals. You can have chickens and goats when you urban stead, because they're not as strict as inner city. And my garden, we have garden beds. We can have a garden out here. And basically, urban steaders are people who are preparing and prepping for the skills for those bigger homesteads. So how far away is the grocery store? You need to learn to grow your own food or raise meat chickens for meat, pigs, cows. And a lot of that knowledge has been lost over the years because people there's been city encroachment, urban encroachment. The cities are moving out farther, and the grocery stores are on every corner now. So also, you can sell eggs for money to earn extra income. You can have chickens to, basically feed your own family. And then there's learning to trade, barter, say, hey, I'll help you build that deck if you got some extra tin on your property that I could use. And then reusing materials, old barns. There's old barns around here that are just falling down, and people would love for you to offer to take it down for maybe something in return, just for the wood, You have so urban steaders are people who have more ability on their property to do a little bit of that homesteading lifestyle. The laws are not as strict in the country as they are in the city. You can't have a goat in the city, and you can't in some towns and cities you can't have chickens either. So learning how to raise chickens, you can have meat birds out here. I got my girls. And learning how to garden and stuff is really the start of before you reach your next bigger property. So what is holding you back from reaching your goals? I know there are tons and tons of excuses, and I've heard it from everybody. You don't have enough space or land. You don't have the time, you don't have the money, can't do it by yourself, and you don't want to do it by yourself, and just downright just don't know how. But honestly, the main point really is to start today, guys, and keep working towards your goals. We all have the property that we want. We're all searching for a better life. So get away from the excuses. There are people who live in the city who only have a 4x6 little piece of grass that they have started growing, potato, up in containers, tomatoes, patio tomatoes, green beans on a trellis. Get away from the excuses and just start doing it. If you have to start and you don't have any skills, start with a small plot. There are places just outside the cities where they sell city plots where you can start learning to grow your own food and stuff, and really find out if you would even like it. So you don't need lots of money. That's another misconception. You don't need lots of money to start being more sustainable and rely on yourself and learn those skills that have really been lost. And you don't need lots of animals. We started with 6 chickens. We had 4, and then just 2 months ago, 4 chickens were gifted to us. So you don't really need a lot of chickens, and they don't really take up a lot of space. Their house is 4x6, and the run is only 14 feet by 5 feet, 6 feet wide. So that little bit of space sustains those chickens, and they're doing it. I'm doing it. So remember that to start small and don't get over your head. Even if you have 1 to 2 acres, make sure that it's something that you really want to do. So start out small and work your way up. And always remember to keep improving your property to get you where you want to go, where you want to be. And that's what Alicia and I have always done. Every place, well, this is really our first home that we've bought, and we have every corner we've improved. So this property, we'll be able to sell this property for probably twice from what we bought it for. So it's all because of improvements. And remember, make those improvements to fit your needs. Don't change your property just to meet somebody else's needs who might buy it later. You're living there, you make the changes for you. People will buy the property if they like it. If they don't like it, they'll make the changes themselves. You know what I mean? And just start, guys. Just get out there. So I've been weighing a lot of this on my mind, and I just wanted to kind of share all this information with you guys. And I know that a lot of you aren't really, into the homesteading type stuff, but I have tons and tons of gardener channel friends and people that are like-minded like myself. And yeah, I just want to share that information with you guys. So thank you all for sitting with me today by the pool and kind of just blasting some stuff out there that I've been doing some research on for Alicia and I's next property. So alright guys, thanks for watching, and enjoy your Saturday, guys. It's awesome. I'm gonna be getting in the pool, so we'll check you guys out later, and take care, y'all. Thanks for watching.